Hello and welcome. This is going to be a lore reading. So we've just, let's see, we finished up with the Wending Wood. And now we came back to Chaos, House at Vigil's Keep. And so it's a perfect time to reflect on what we've learned. So this, alright. The Canticle of Mephrath is, what's the last bit? Spite, Dark Tower, Death Wept. I shall bring the lands of my fathers to her word, therein lies their salvation and mine. I think that's the only bit that wasn't in there last time. And notes. We've got a letter from the architect. Utha, I know this has tested your patience. You first gave your blood years ago to further our common dream. I know at times it seems we're going nowhere. Trust me, Utha, I echo your frustration. Vigil's Keep was a setback, yes, but minor. I intend to keep my promise to you. Perhaps you should venture above ground. The greenery and fresh air would do your spirit good. Interesting. Architect's Journal. The Seeker collected 2 elves, male and female. The rest died defending their camp. Unfortunate, but a small price to pay. The male has since dashed his head on a wall. Odd. Don't all living beings strive for survival? The Seeker confessed that he did more than simply collect the elves. He found the elves and humans at odds, then exasperated the conflict by making the humans look responsible for the 2 elves' disappearances. Curious how Lana didn't say anything about 2 elves having disappeared, just her sister. He said he wanted to see how the elf leader would react. Odd again. The female elf has developed a bond of sorts with her guard. Many of the other disciples seem drawn to her as well. The Seeker says her name is Sarani. Perhaps I should speak to her. Maybe she will understand. A miner's letter. Thaddeus, it's too dangerous to work here. Sure, the money is good, but there's been nothing but trouble since we broke into the ruin. The foreman down the shaft have the scaffold on poor Horace. He'd heard voices calling his name. Then the incident with the stew. An eyeball. Something's not right, Thaddeus. Oh, and that carbuncle on my neck is back. I swear it's a Devinter curse. Half of the men have left. I'm leaving today with the next lot. We can find work elsewhere. This isn't the only mine in Ferelden. Carl. These are scribbled on loose sheets of paper, barely decipherable. What happens if the old gods perish? Does the song die with them? Well, I mean, a number of them should have already perished. Given as there have been blights. Blights are supposed to be led by the old gods, the corrupted old gods. That's admittedly, I feel like the only source we have that this is the truth is, well, the Grey Wardens and who are all at this point Andrastian, and the Andrastian Church, the Chantry. He says that, so maybe they aren't. And I mean, we've recently found out that a blight doesn't need to end with the death of the old god. So, the kind of question is, okay, has this happened before? Have they successfully rebirthed one of the old gods before? I mean, all the stories say that they were killed by Grey Wardens, and the Grey Wardens died, but doesn't necessarily... Because, I mean, you can win a fight, but still die. Blood is the key. The blood is always the key. The female elf is accommodating, allowing me to take her blood for my work. Perhaps she thinks I'll release her if she cooperates. My disciples report that another elf is rampaging through the woods, killing humans. Revenge for what we did to her kind. Only she hasn't seen through the Seeker's ruse. We'll keep this from Sarani. If she is upset, she may stop cooperating. Perhaps I should have killed it while it slept. I suspect that's referring to me. Quest related. Materials for working with Heartwood. Those blessed elves didn't write anything down, and the Dalish are positively unfriendly. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. It is a thing which I've heard about with, like, people with, like, lots of skill or knowledge prior to writing didn't necessarily want it written down, because then, like, their secrets, anyone could access them. And in this case, the Dalish, somewhat justifiably, have a certain prejudice against humans, and this is a human asking for their secrets, so unlikely to tell them. I could use some oil to make the wood more malleable, some catgut to string the bow, or to make the handle of the shield, and a flawless ruby. Always handy, and certainly pretty. Oh, and I know, a Grandmaster Lightning Rune. I'll have to see if I can get that. I hope I didn't sell a flawless ruby already. And that's it for this one. Thank you for watching, doing well, and thanks for the YouTube's buttons, and have a nice day.